Dallas's Corey Knowlton, the man who killed one of the world's last black rhinos for $350,000 in Namibia, he's suing Delta Airlines for not allowing him to bring his trophy kill back home. Delta recently changed their policy regarding the transport of these animals, saying in a statement, effective immediately, Delta will officially ban shipment of all lion, leopard, elephant, rhinoceros, and buffalo trophies worldwide as freight. Prior to this ban, Delta's strict acceptance policy called for absolute compliance with all government regulations regarding protected species. They're at the forefront of the conservation crisis because they're saying we're not taking these carcasses back to the U.S. They're one of the few flights that have, a direct flight from between Africa and the U.S. They're standing up and saying no. He's suing them in federal district court there in Dallas. He filed on October the 20th, and these plaintiffs have become the face of saying no, these are protected species, and you carry back your own carcass. We're not doing it for you. You think they're just doing it for because they don't want the bad press of carrying back the rhino, or because?
I think they have stockholders, and I think the stockholders have been looking at the outrage that came with Cecil the lion killing, and they don't want to have any part of it. And I think this is the right thing to do from a corporation that has the power to take an action that directly affects the poaching of animals, just for sports, if you will. Because maybe this is a determinant, because why would you go and spend $500,000, if you will, in all your expenses and traveling to a different continent to kill an animal if you're not going to be able to bring it back? So I think this is a very strong determinant for those who enjoy killing animals for pleasure, which is completely weird and insane to me, but I respect whatever you want to do. But I think this is important because, especially with a species like the black rhino, where we know that we're running out of specimens, and these guys just want to have a head in their house. It's ridiculous. Right.
Delta is quickly becoming my favorite airline based on this story. I want to point out that the August stance that they took, where we said we're not carrying this freight any longer for you, it was based on a petition of activists. They'd worked hard. They'd collected 400,000 signatures, and the airline changed its policy. So, cases like this, a little can go a long way, and just somebody changing a policy like this and making it that much harder for a trophy hunter to carry back a carcass. And this is coming on the heels of Cecil the lion, and perhaps that case, obviously, if and when that animal made it back to the U.S., it had to be transported back. And little is known about Cecil's current whereabouts, I might add. When we were researching for the story, we couldn't figure out if he'd actually been transported back. But the fact that this airline is saying we're not doing it, the highly publicized case, kudos to them.
Yeah, of course. And also, some will bring forward the debate that they say that these activities help with conservation, just the same way some scientists find some specimens and they kill them for research. But I don't think they really do, because if we were talking about organized, they say that they fund the money that they pay is for these fees that are used in conservation for the rest of the specimens in the country. But I think that we kind of outgrew as a society the practice of killing animals just to have a head on your wall. I don't see it.
I see. So we're going to take the money that you pay in killing one of them, we're going to use it to protect the rest. Isn't that sort of like the lottery of the town sacrifice so that the rest of us can be kept? Really? That's a really bogus argument for me.
That's what they say. I'm completely against the killing of animals. But I do see what some will argue, the benefit of going and doing this sports killing. For me, it's bullshit.
Right. Have you ever noticed how these hunters are oftentimes naturalists in that regard? Like,
yes.
In many cases, they're very pro-nature and pro. At the same time, they're shooting things right and left.
It is like a weird dichotomy, because I do recognize how close they are with nature, and they spend a lot of time with nature, and they try to have a small footprint in order to kill an animal. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's a dichotomy that is weird, and hopefully we as a society will grow out of this hunting for sports and for pleasure.
Let us know what you think at home about Delta Airlines stepping up, changing their policy in August, and then now being sued by a Dallas man because they refused to carry back the dead carcass of this rare black rhino for him. Let us know what you think about this story in the comments below. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel, and of course subscribe to the Lip TV for more.